in a little bit greater detail. Here's your face of the stud. You can see it's lining up not exactly with that outside edge, is it? See? It's a little bit offset. Alright? Same thing here. So when we draw our construction, this is where it gets a little confusing. When you draw the thickness of the wall, and in CAD we will draw these lines the exact thickness of our materials that's in that wall. Then when we place our dimension, the dimension goes inside, okay? It's offset in this amount of material, and if it's a siding and a sheathing, that's about 1 inch of material. Okay? So when you've measured up your home, you measured outside brick to outside brick, or siding to siding, or siding to brick. So you have to estimate, in your case, because you want to try to make it as built. So you'll have to estimate what that offset distance is to the face of the stud. Now, they kind of throw in here face of stud for a dimension here. Okay, that's not normal practice, at least in these parts. Okay, interior walls we dimension to the center. Okay, so remember that when you're doing your plan, you show an interior wall dimension. Okay, it's going to be to the center of that. So all of these dimensions that you're seeing here and the material you're going to read in the book probably talks about placing a dimension to the face of the wall, and it's not to the stud. What you're drawing on your CAD drawing of your floor plan is your finished wall. So it has drywall on it, or plaster, or no telling what, maybe paneling. So you do not want to dimension to it. When the carpenter is laying out this wall, he has to calculate every dimension and add and subtract the thickness of the wall covering. So we don't want to do that. It's easier for them knowing the center line and then laying out either to the center or stepping over 1 3/4 inches each time. Notice how they're chained together. Again, a lot of you have been doing mechanical drawings, and you're taught not to chain dimensions together. Instead, to do a datum type of dimensioning or baseline dimensioning. So we chain dimensions together. Now, where we're showing an inside wall measurement, okay, we will come from the outside of the stud and then go to the center of the interior wall to the center, and then we'd stop. We don't have to run all the way across the drawing. All we've got to do is tell the carpenter, where is this wall? Where am I going to lay out my wall? And so it's relative to this outside wall, this portion of the home. So we don't have to run all the way across. Then there are standard feature dimensions, and you'll need to sometimes look up various equipment, but like base cabinets, we typically draw those 24 inches. That's the countertop is 24 inches deep, so you know where that line it belongs on the plan, and we typically don't dimension it. The offset from and like a refrigerator, a side-by-side refrigerator, is 36 by 30. It's 36 inches wide. Okay, but whatever kind of refrigerator you're specifying or is allowed, you know, if it's a small, minimal specification home, then this might be too large. Alright, now this little distance, alright, where a door is placed at the corner of a room, 3 inches minimum. Step over from the outside of this, over 3 inches, and draw the wall. We do not dimension it. We do not put a dimension on that little tip, okay, that's sticking out. You'll draw it 3 to 6 inches long. The carpenter, when they lay it out, when they lay out the floor plan with the lumber, they're going to create what we call a blocking in here, and that can fluctuate, probably not as small as 3 inches. Okay, the finished out distance to the edge of the jamb is probably going to be closer to 5 or 6 inches. Now, when we're showing a shower drain, typical something like this, we can dimension it like so, 36-inch square shower. We'll show lines of the drain, the floor surface draining into this floor drain. And you can set your AutoCAD to do a curved line. It's called a spline for your leader. And you know, it looks more freehand, looks more artistic instead of a straight line. Now, omitting dimensions established by the foundation. Okay, of course your foundation goes in first, and then your system placed on the ground is what this is, and it's used, of course, to support the building. And certain features on the floor plan are established on the foundation plan. So your dimension overall on your foundation plan is to the edge of the wall, which is going to match up with the edge of your floor plan, offset about 1 inch. So the outside wall, remember, on your floor plan will not be the same dimension on the foundation plan. If you recall back at the very beginning of this discussion, the sheathing and so forth that we're actually showing on the wall thickness is about 1 inch wider than the foundation plan. Now we don't dimension that. We don't actually, in this case that's 15 feet. We would not dimension the floor plan 15 feet 2 inches, you know, to allow 1 inch for each side here. We would dimension it 15 feet, and we actually offset in just a little bit. So the space in here you see is 9'3" for the foundation wall. The opening for the garage door is actually specified at 9 feet. Dimensioning arc and circular plan, features originating from the foundation do not require floor plan dimensions. Okay, features originating from the foundation do not require floor plan dimensions. Referencing dimensions on the floor plan is a good idea though. And then other features are dimensioned by location and radius or diameter dimension. So you may have a structure like this. It's part of the wall system. Okay, and so we'll fully dimension it on the floor plan. Notice in each case here, it's not matching up. This dimension is not touching the outside line. It is offset in just a little bit, telling me that this is some kind of siding type of structure. It's very close to the edge. Alright, now common sizes of architectural features have to be known when you're doing your detailed floor plan. So all walls, edges of brick and brick fireplaces are thick lines, not thin. Generally for line weights, they're thicker on the outside systems, and then we get thinner as we work our way in toward the interior of the building. Okay, so Edges of brick and brick fireplaces, they're thick, and then all the other lines are thin. We use text for dimensions of room components, plumbing fixtures, and doors